Hello, everybody. The final episode of round one. We have a returning contestant, Bryan D, and we have a newcomer, Ashley. On Instagram goes as Lapurifoy. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did better than most people ever do on their first try. So
Hey,
major props to you for that one. I mean, it's basically you say it as it's spelled. It's my first name, my first initial, middle initial, and then my last name. It also coincidentally is where I'm from. So,
oh yeah, Louisiana, very good. So you technically we could call you the Raging Cajun, maybe.
Jesus,
you're probably not a Cajun.
To be fair, Drew probably has more Cajun in me Cajun in him than I do.
He's got other nicknames though, so but we'll leave those alone.
That's true.
Okay, so yeah, so usually like to start out with a little introduction. Bryan, most people know who you are. We'll get to you second, but Ashley, I know you're not like big into the Instagram posting whiskey, doing all that kind of stuff, but tell us a little bit about your whiskey history. How'd you get into it? Where are you at? What's your lane of choice?
I guess probably started really getting into it about a year ago. Okay. I knew about the allocations and stuff like that. But really major branching outside of, other things, really about a year ago. For a while I did have a Instagram page, and it's half the reason why Drew got me to do this. I do have a second one, and I just haven't kickstarted it back up and everything like that. I took a break during COVID because everything was shut down, and I just never got back to it. But if you want Drinking Louisiana, y'all can follow that, and hopefully, probably in the next month or so, I'll get things back up and going there.
Get it rolling again.
Yeah,
very cool. And Bryan, like I said, most people have a good idea who you are, but for anybody that may not, you are. Go ahead.
I thought you were going to do it for me. That was going to be so much easier.
I'm not. Yeah, well.
I am one of the hosts with Bourbon with Friends podcast. I am also the director of 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit Company out of Vail, Colorado. I know a few things about whiskey and a little bit about proof. Not a lot, but we'll see tonight if I'm right anywhere near it this time.
Perfect. So Bryan has a small claim to fame. His first showdown that he was on, he pretty much nailed the proof on all three samples, and it was pretty impressive. So we'll see if he can continue the streak this time. So go ahead, guys, get into sample number one, taste it, smell it, whatever you're going to do. If you feel so inclined, the chat likes to hear tasting notes every now and then. They like to throw guesses out there in the chat and throw you off your game a little bit. Sometimes they're good guesses. Sometimes they're wildly incorrect, but that is the fun of it. Also, you guys can back and forth. You can either help or hinder each other, whichever way you prefer. And while you guys are going through that, I'm going to do a little roll call here. We got the typical Smoked by Ash Joe waiting since 2:55 p.m. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you. Whiskey Addict Mike. Whiskey Punker Dan is in the house. Bryan F says it's like Christmas came early.
This is good.
And Dan is congratulating me on the 1K. I hit 1K followers on Instagram today. So thank you, Dan. I appreciate you. Tony popped in to say hi and have a great time. He will watch us on the replay later on. We got a spicy strawberry in the house. We got a Patty in the house and her neighbor Caesar. Joe's Whiskey Den, who put up a good fight last night, but let it slip in the tiebreaker. It was a good showdown.
Let it slip like it was a nip slip.
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, no, there was no nip slips last night. But he missed the tiebreaker age guess by a little bit. So it's the way she works. But both of them put up a great fight, great guesses, great show all the way through. And yeah. We got Patty asking about where the strippers are. I'm not sure. Corey is in the house. Thank you, Corey.
At your neighbor's house.
Adrian also asking about strippers.
Makes sense.
Bourbon with Friends is here. Oh. Whiskey Franco's in the house.
ORF for COD.
Very good movie reference here, Brian.
I appreciate it.
Anybody
Ashley, what are
else
you
in
getting
the
on this,
chat
man?
tell me what movie that's from? I'll leave it up there for a minute.
If y'all don't know that reference, y'all suck. You got nothing?
I'll be honest. I'm trying to help you, but I feel like if I help you, I'm going to hinder you. To be honest with you.
No, you're
Well,
not.
that could be a good thing.
You're not. You're okay.
I mean, I don't want to insult you more than anything else.
I have my guess written down already. To the actual exact bottle, I think it is.
So Brian says he's ready already. So Ashley, I tend to do about 15 minutes per sample. If you need that, great. If you need a little more, great. That's fine. If you need less, that's fine too. So you just let me know when you're ready. No rush either way. Take your time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to hinder me by saying anything. I think it's good.
It's definitely.
It's a bit higher proof, and I think it's a popular bottle. This is something, well, not everybody can get on the store right away, the specific bottle, but the specific company, yes. Thanks for showing your feet.
Leg. I had to show a little leg.
Oh. Tried that. I'm going to fucking break my hip.
Don't do that. You already got a shoulder. Mo is in the house. There's a new name. How you doing, Mo?
Moises. Not very talkative, man. Come on. Throw out something. You could say shit booger for all I care. It's
Drew. Thanks for joining, Drew. And Donald Rance is in the house. How you doing, Donald?
I feel like.
You feel like what?
I feel like it's single malt.
Okay.
And definitely in a secondary casking of some sort.
Really? For sample one?
There's something on the nose that's really. That what's throwing me for a loop is what's on the nose is not matching what's on the palate.
So the main premise of this is obviously you guys guess what these are. My goal for the whole show is to stump you, to make you guess what it completely wrong of what it is. So I'm trying to keep you at 0 points. You're trying to get 10 points per sample. So keep that in mind as well. I may throw some curveballs in there.
Dick. Sorry.
They are all whiskey. There's nothing that isn't actually whiskey. So, I mean, there's nothing that says whiskey on the label but doesn't actually meet whiskey requirements or any of that. It is all actually whiskey.
I do agree. I do think that it is higher proof.
Mm-hmm.
Drew,
go ahead.
Drew, in my glass tonight, in honor of what I'm doing tomorrow, is Wollersheim's Curiosity number 10, which is their bourbon finished in port barrels. 75 white corn, 10% rye, 15% malted barley, 6 years, 272 days. He's copying homework, Patty. That's what he's doing. Collusion.
Collusion. Or is it an illusion? Ooh, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. That actually sounds pretty good.
This actually, Patty, I call this Mountain Dew Baja Blasphemy because it is the farthest thing from Mountain Dew that has ever been made.
It is, but I'll still drink it.
Like if they wouldn't call it Mountain Dew, if they would put a different branding on it.
Like what?
It'd be, I don't know, like anything. They could just call it Baja Blast. And
Sea Whiz?
Okay. I think I'm ready.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to let Ashley go first.
Jason Coates, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining.
Man, just throwing me to the wolves already.
Throwing you to the wolves already. Okay, you are ready, Ashley? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on this one. So, generic. Start with generic category and just move on down the list.
You'll have to coach me on each one of those, like which one is
Okay.
which. But
generic
category, I'm gonna say single malt.
Then generic ABV or proof.
I'm gonna say 125.
Proof. Generic casking.
That's the secondary, isn't it?
The cast that any kind of casking you think is involved on that. So this one is the answers are new, used.
To me,
or new and used.
I'm gonna say sherry.
That's your specific.
That'll be specific. So,
So new.
if you're thinking
used, or
sherry,
new
you're
and
thinking used.
New and used. Yeah, new and used.
New and used. Okay. Specific category. So you said single malt for generic.
Yeah. American single malt.
Country American single malt. Specific proof. Do you want to stay at the 125 or do you want to change a little bit?
I'll say 126.
And specific casking, you said
Sherry.
sherry.
Yeah.
So new and sherry. Perfect. Age guess you're going to keep to yourself. Do you have a distillery and a bottle in mind?
I'll say Chattanooga.
Chat for a distillery and a bottle.
I don't have a bottle.
Chat ASM I'll put down because Brian, go ahead.
I'm going to do bourbon for generic.
Okay.
I'm going to do 116.5. New. I'm going to go bourbon again. If you want me to be very specific, Kentucky straight bourbon.
Straight would be what I was looking for there.
Yeah.
Specific proof.
I'm going to up that by a point. So I'm going to go 117.5.
Specific.
New oak.
New and new only. You got a distillery and bottle in mind.
I'm going to do Elijah Craig, and then I'm going to do a barrel proof, and then I'll do bottle C922.
ECBP, which is fine for an answer. I'm not going to ask you to do that, but you said 922.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, guys, go ahead and get into I always forget I have those, and I always miss the first one.
Damn. All right, that's a rye.
Yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah. See? We're no dummies, just half dummies. All right. That is super pepperminty. Spearmint.
Mm-hmm. Almost like wintergreen,
Yep.
like Copenhagen wintergreen.
I love that.
I do too, and I haven't had that in years.
I like that you're getting that note on there.
Sorry.
Like specifically, I like chewing tobacco wintergreen too.
Yeah, like
I like that a lot.
Oh man. First, I think this is going to be a neutral proof though.
it rounds off into like a nice caramel. At least to me.
It's very relaxed, very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
It has a long finish on it. I'm almost getting like an apple strudel.
I am as well, Patty. Very ready. Drew, that's a great idea, Drew. Go ahead, Ashley.
No, I was going to say I agree with this apple strudel. Very.
Oh, it's mixed with my dog's fart now. Holy crap, Arlo.
That's a weird combination.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't expecting it.
Mo drinking some Frey Ranch Uncut tonight. Excellent. Nice choice, Mo.
Rich. Jesus, dog.
Jason drinking some Dickel 17 year, I think. I think that's what we're saying here is what everybody's drinking.
Yeah. Drinking death.
I suppose they could be guesses as to what you were drinking.
Oh, that could be.
That is.
Yeah, Mike, that looks awesome. I kind of want to get a hold of those, but I don't know if they're California only. All right. While you guys are in the middle of sample number 2, I'm going to do a little break for sponsorship ads. So here they go.
Bum, 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 bum. Dick pics.
Richard Slickers, definitely an excellent liquor store. However, located in Wisconsin. So if it is something that you want to do, you will have to travel to Wisconsin. They do not ship out of state. Wisconsin will not allow that. And but I know it's things that could be changed. But if you do have travel plans to Wisconsin, they are a short jaunt from many destinations that are popular. It is not a complete trip without a stop at Richard's Liquors. Get yourself a dick pic.
Not from Martin.
Well, I mean, you could probably do that. I don't think you have to go anywhere. You could probably just ask him, though.
Probably, but you don't.
Yes, thank you, Martin. Follow Richard's Liquors on Instagram at Richard's Liquors Wisconsin or Richard's Liquors WI. Also on Facebook, the same. Zach is fairly entertaining, or very entertaining, I should say, with some of his antics and stuff. So he is fun to watch. So
I'll have to check them out.
whatever, Joe. Get him, Spicy. Get him.
That's right, Spicy.
Joe's doing a little brown nosing of his own. He's drinking some 10th Mountain 10-year anniversary ASM at the moment.
As he should.
I have not had any 10th Mountain, to be completely honest with y'all.
That's racist.
Sorry,
Gotta change
Brian.
that.
No.
I mean, you're not wrong, Patty.
Oh man, I think I know. I think I got what I wanted, Joe. I'm ready. Ashley, if you are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ashley,
You go first.
Yeah, he does go first this time.
Yeah.
And are you sure you're ready? Don't cut yourself short.
Oh no, I'm ready.
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Gonna go
Ryan.
rye.
Go ahead. Ryan says rye.
I'm gonna go 100 proof. I'm gonna go new straight rye. Gonna stick with 100 proof. New oak. And I think this is from your list. I'll go off your list. Twisted Path. Is that the correct distillery? Is that Twisted Path?
That is a distillery, yes.
Yeah, Twisted Path, and then the bottle is going to be the Bottle and Bond rye.
Ashley, run them down.
I'm gonna say rye as well.
Rye.
I'm going to say I'm gonna go a little bit higher on the proof, but not too high. I'm gonna say 107.
7.
And I'm gonna say new.
Okay.
Straight rye. And what was the other? Remind me again.
Specific ABV or proof.
I'm gonna stick with the 107.
Okay. And specific casking.
New oak.
Staying with the new. And do you have a distillery or bottle in mind?
Gosh. I'm gonna say Willet.
Willet. And do you know which bottle?
I don't have a specific bottle.
All right. And with that, we'll move on to sample number.
Damn. All right. That's weeded.
That is funky. Ooh.
What the fuck?
I'm rather giddy on the inside when I make somebody say what the fuck with the sample.
That is funky.
All right.
Huh.
While you guys are tasting, big shout out and a thank you to our friends at Bourbon with Friends podcast. Available on all the platforms you can listen to podcasts on, also on YouTube. Thank you to the editor, Joe. Join Brian, Martin, and Adrian as they chat with amazing guests about all things whiskey and spirits related from around mostly the country, but possibly soon the world. And how a bourbon with friends can change the world.
What he said.
And also our sponsor, 10th Mountain Whiskey, which is Mr. Brian here himself. So Vail, Colorado, visit them in person or visit them online at 10thwhiskey.com. Making all kinds of cool stuff, whiskey related, rye, bourbon, and American single malt. Also brandy cordials, moonshine, and a potato vodka that I hear is actually pretty darn good. You don't hear me say too much good things about vodka, but sometimes you can make a good one. Distribution is getting great, so if you are looking for them in your local stores, please ask your store owners or employees to look into getting 10th Mountain there. And also, you can order online and get shipped to 41 states at the moment. So that number is also growing as well. So check them out. 10th Mountain, 10thwhiskey.com, 10th Mountain Whiskey Company and Spirit Company. Sorry.
Distributed in 28 different states and ships to 42.
Ooh,
42 now. You got
42.
added another one.
We did.
Okay. I'll have to update my read.
Eastbound down, loaded up and trucking. This one's fucking me up. I got the proof, but I'm still gonna go with my original guess. I think. I still think it's a weeded.
It's always good to stay with your gut feeling because when you overthink, things happen.
I guess the good thing for me is that, since I'm still kind of green behind or I say just green, don't necessarily have that much of a gut feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's bubbling from this. That's my gut.
That can be helpful too. I mean,
this is funky though, and a
That's
good way.
Like
Sweet high caramel notes, and then like a peated tone that Germ you've talked about before. That's fucking throwing me off.
I almost get like pear with it.
Yeah,
Like a Bartlett pear.
That's a good note.
Yeah, Bartlett pear.
Mm. Fuck it. Yeah.
I burned through a lot of comments there to catch up with you guys, but this one
Peated ball sack?
That one stuck out. Sorry.
Patty, how would you know what a peated ball sack tastes like?
Don't ask questions you may not want the answer to.
No, I'm curious now. This is interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some time with this one.
That's an interesting guess, Dan.
Dry fly. Dry fly's a really good one.
This is
Jesus. Okay.
no shame. It's not heavily peated, which I like.
No.
I don't know what to drink.
Whiskey?
Yeah, I know. Which one?
The one in your hand.
It's Dr. Pepper.
That's close enough.
Well, I mean, I guess that would be how you get peated ball sack.
You're not wrong. Now I know what you did with Caesar. This is unique. I want to change this, but I'm also going to write down another answer to see if this is right later, because I might be completely wrong.
That is.
That's an excellent guess, Drew.
Smart, Drew. That peated one.
I am pouring McCarthy's PX McCarthy's.
This is so unique. I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
For any of you that have not experienced McCarthy's yet, absolutely, it is a must do. Probably one of the best peated whiskeys I've had, and that goes across multiple countries. It is just so good.
I don't think it's this anymore. This is throwing me off, and I don't like you for this.
I just had
Ashley,
a thought.
go ahead, man.
Well, I just had a thought come to my head, and
Don't do that; it hurts.
And I know what would give that peatedness, but also give that fruit forwardness.
What's that?
Mezcal barrel.
That's not bad. Yeah.
That's forgive my ignorance if that's what it might be.
No, I mean,
no, absolutely. That's a great that's a great thought. Spicy favorite McCarthy's. Boy, that's a tough question. I haven't tried Doug's yet, so I feel like I don't have all the required data. But of what I've had, this PX McCarthy's is probably the best that I've had. The Lost Lantern 6-year McCarthy's was also incredibly good. Oh, here come the guesses. Spicy guessing a Stranahan's tequila finish from what you said there, Ashley. Patty guessing the Brother Justice, which is unique. Jason, yes, I have the Oloroso as well. I do like the PX a little bit nicer than the Oloroso. There you go.
okay. I think I know what I'm doing.
Dan, I would love to get a group of people together that haven't opened that bottle yet and do a thing, whether it be just recorded or live, either way, and just kind of talk about what you think about it on the first impression. I mean, I have no worries that it's not going to be good. You know, one, it's McCarthy's. Two, Doug's got a great palate, and if he was that adamant about picking that one, I can assure you that it's going to be a good whiskey. So I'd love to do that. I know Randall, the whiskey shaman, hasn't opened his yet either. Adam, he got his bottle shipped to him and opened it pretty quickly. So he would have been another one that I wanted to get on there. But
Well, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Blanking out. All right. Yeah, they're pretty close, Jason. I'd say that PX has this like salty chocolate covered raisin going on top of the peat, and it's just it really makes it for me.
Really?
Yeah, good choice, Joe. Obviously I haven't had it, but like I said, I can't imagine that it's not going to be a banger. Yeah, I don't know about this either. If they do,
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Ashley thinks you're ready. Ryan,
Fuck it, do it.
you're ready. Are we
If you're
sure?
not ready, do it.
No, let's go.
Okay.
I'm not changing my answers. I'm just
So what
sticking
do we
with my
do?
gut.
Ashley, Brian. Okay, it's back to Ashley for this one. Generic category.
I'm gonna say American whiskey.
Just American whiskey.
Just not single malt. Just not even bourbon.
Just doesn't hit anything to hit a the requirements for a category. American whiskey, which is it is a category.
It is.
Generic ABV or proof, Ashley.
I'm gonna change my mind on this one. I'm gonna say 113.
Okay. Generic casking.
New and used.
Okay. Specific category. Now we got to get a little bit more specific.
Yeah. Can I say bourbon and wheat?
A wheated bourbon?
Yeah, well, not even. Yeah, I'll do a wheated bourbon.
Burb. Specific ABV proof.
I'll stick with 113.
Staying with the 113. And specific casking. You said new and used for your generic, so I'm assuming new. And then what do you think the used is?
I'm gonna stick with the mezcal.
Mezcal. I like that guess. Age guess. Keep to yourself. Exact distillery and bottle. Do you have one in mind?
I have a distillery in mind. I just can't think of the name of it right now for some reason. That's where I was drawing my blank, so I'll just skip that.
Okay. And a bottle? Yes, no?
No.
And Brian, what do you got?
Fuck. I'm going to go wheated.
Generic category?
Yep. I'm going to go 111 for proof. New and used. I am also going to do wheated bourbon.
Specific ABV proof.
Yeah. I had it between two. I'm going to go with one of these. I'm going to go 112.1.
And specific casking.
New oak and shit.
I haven't heard of a shit cask yet, but I mean,
That's possible.
Anything's possible.
You haven't been to prison yet, have you? God. This is a tough one. As for the used, I'm not really sure. I may even go like a stout cask.
Final answer?
Yeah.
My second guess would have been brandy.
Yeah. And then I'm going to say it's Driftless Glen.
DG. And a bottle? Wheated bourbon?
Yeah.
Finished in a stout cask?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Brian, your favorite sample of the three, which one is it?
2. Oh, fuck. 2 or 3, to be honest.
Pick one.
I don't have a coin. Yeah, I do. I lost the coin. 2.
Brian's favorite is sample number 2. Ashley, do you have a favorite sample of the 3?
I'm gonna say 3 because it was the most thought-provoking, most challenging.
Perfect.
me.
That means the reveal will start with sample number 1. And yeah, well, we'll just do this. So here it comes. All right. So, Brian, you said bourbon for generic category. Ashley, you said single malt. Brian, you're going to take a point on that. It is bourbon.
Okay.
Generic ABV proof. Brian, you said 116.5. Ashley, you said 125. You both knew it was high proof, but Brian, you are going to take a point on that. The actual proof on this is 117.4.
Motherfucker, I was off by a point.
You were. Generic casking. Brian, you said new. Ashley, you said new and used. It is new only. Specific category. Brian, you said Kentucky straight bourbon, but straight bourbon is all I was looking for there. I don't care about the state.
Yeah.
So you're going to take a point on that. Ashley, you said ASM. It is a straight bourbon. Specific ABV proof. 117.5 is what you said, Brian. You were off by 1/10. So no points.
This is horse shit.
Hey, it is what it is. Ashley, you said 126. Also, specific casking, Brian, you said new.
Yeah.
Ashley, you said new and sherry. Brian, take a point on that. Exact distillery, Brian, you said EC, Elijah Craig, and an ECBP of C922. Ashley, you said Chattanooga whiskey. If they have a single malt, I'm not sure if they do or not. If they do, I would like to have one. But it is actually a Lost Lantern, high wire distilling.
Okay.
100% corn, straight bourbon.
Nice.
Making sure I got the right one here. I have 2, 100%. Yeah, 100% Jimmy Redcorn. That's what it is.
Jimmy Redcorn?
Yes. All right. So after sample number 1, we are at Brian 5, Ashley goose egg.
Sorry, Ashley.
No,
You'll catch up. You'll catch up. The
I doubt
next
it.
one you'll have more.
Sample number 2. Sample number 2. Sample number 2. You tested my poker face on this one pretty heavily.
Yes.
Ashley, you said rye. Brian, you said rye. It is a rye.
Nice.
Brian, you said 100 proof. Ashley, you said 107. It is 100 proof. Brian, you said new. Ashley, you said new. You both get the point there. You both said straight rye, so you're both taking a point there. Brian, you stayed at 100 proof. It is 100 proof. Ashley, you stayed at 107, so Brian taking a point. Specific casking, you both said new, so you're both taking a point. The exact distillery. Brian, you said Twisted Path. Ashley, you said Willet. Exact bottle. Ashley, you didn't give me one. Brian, you said they're bottled in Bond Rye. It's Twisted Path, bottled in Bond Rye.
That was a fucking blind. I've never had this before.
How you pulled that out of all the ryes that I have out of that list.
That is impressive.
And that's what you guessed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, I know you haven't had it. It doesn't come. I mean, you can't get that outside of the distillery. So,
No.
but so Brian then ended you with 10 points, a perfect sample. So that puts you at 15. Ashley, you took 4 on that, which is a very normal score for any sample is 4 points. So you did very good on that one. Very good.
I'm going to say I am awestruck and gobsmacked. Is that a word?
Ashley, just so you understand how the points work, it's 1 point for the first 6 things. each.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then 2 points for a distillery, 2 points for a bottle. I didn't go over that in the backstage.
I thought you did.
Okay.
You did.
Sample number 3. This one threw you guys off a little bit.
Yeah.
You did tie on this one. You both got the same amount of points on this one.
Oh, cool.
Which is
Oh,
one. You
I was
both
gonna say
got
goose egg.
one. You both got 1 point on this one.
Fuck it. Perfect.
Brian, for generic category, you said wheat.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you meant bourbon. Ashley, you said American whiskey. Doesn't matter anyways. It is a single malt.
Yeah.
Brian, you said 111 for proof. Ashley, you said 113 for proof. That is where your points came in, gentlemen. Ashley, you were 1 point high. Brian, you were 1 point low. It is 112 proof.
Didn't I say 112.1?
You did say 112.1 for specific.
Damn it. Always off by a 10th.
Yes. Generic casking. You both said new and used. It is used only. No new oak here.
Okay.
Specific category. Brian, you said weeded bourbon. Ashley, you said weeded bourbon. It is an Irish single malt. Specific ABV or proof. I almost dropped the bottle. That would have been awesome. Brian, you said 112.1. Again, off by 1/10. Ashley, you stayed at the 113. So you were super close. I mean, really, really close, which is impressive because proof is one of the harder ones to nail for most people. Specific casking. Brian, you said new and stout. Ashley, you said new and mezcal. I am very curious as to where you guys are picking up the smokiness from. Because it is not peated. But nonetheless, you're picking up something in there that's portraying to you as a smokiness or an earthiness or a peatiness. The only thing that I can think of is the specific casking on this was 17 years in a sherry butt. So the exact distillery on this one is Middleton. They made the spirit, and the bottle is the Walsh Irishman 17. Also, on a side note, Brian, I don't know how you get so fucking lucky to get my favorite bottles every time you come on. The first show you got that Isla Barley.
Yeah, I did.
The second show you got another one that was one of my favorite bottles, and now you get this one, which is one of my favorite bottles.
I'm loving this game.
So, Irishman 17, excellent whiskey. If you can find it, it is well worth the money. Pick it up.
That one was delicious.
They do have a new look now. The bottle is not the same anymore. The label is not the same, but the whiskey should be relatively the same.
That's great. That one threw me off completely.
Good. That was my goal. So, with a score of 1-1 on sample number 3, the final score 16-5, which now coincidentally makes Brian the points leader for the entire competition, edging out Whiskey Deke by 1 point. He had 15.
Congrats, Brian.
Merry Christmas.
Which also means, Brian, you will be joining us back here January 22nd, and you will be going up against Adam from Lost Lantern.
Nice. Ashley, great job, man. This shit's hard.
Yes, excellent. This is incredibly hard. Like I said, 4 points is a normal score on a sample. A normal to,
Normal.
even a better score on a sample. 0 is normal, unfortunately, as well. And so is 1. So
yeah, I immediately knew that was rye.
That one is very telltale rye. There's no doubt about it.
I
Minty,
went through your
herbal,
entire list
spicy.
to find something that I have never had before, and that's the bottle I just pulled out. So,
it obviously it worked for you. So, but Brian, congratulations.
thank you.
We will see you on January 22nd. Ashley, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining in on our little fun. I hope you enjoyed the samples. I hope you had a good time.
I did. I forgive me for keeping a little bit, but I will enjoy those over time.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Brian, I'll be in touch.
100%. Please do.
And obviously, I knew Corey was going to say something about that. I knew it. You have that list. So if there's anything on there that you would ever like to try, let me know. I mean, friend of Drew, friend of mine. Drew's a good dude. So please let me know. And,
Absolutely. You should see the, I've got like 7 bottles I still got to send to him.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He needs more.
Yeah.
Yes, Donald Rance. That was the one that he got in his first show. And yes, that whiskey is awesome.
It's fucking
Just
phenomenal.
awesome. Oh, how's the Niners doing, Patty?
Who's a winning?
Spicy says, great job, guys, which I agree. Great job, both of you. Okay, so that concludes round 1. We went from 32 and we are now down to 16. So the 16 are Average Whiskey Drinker, Whiskey Shaman, Smoked by Ash Joe, Zach, JBHS Dad. We do not have all 16 filled in yet. We have one makeup game that needs to happen on the 19th. But Nate from BBS Live, Whiskey Care Megan, Chelsea Uncharted, Hood Smolier, Demi Taste, Dylan from US Smallcraft, Patty, Shy Taste Spirits Girl, Whiskey Deek, Rough Spirits, which pains me to say that again, Adam from Lost Lantern, and now Bryan D rounding out the 16. We are waiting on that makeup game from My Rum Diaries and Southern Bourbon Addict Drew to see who moves on to round 2 from there, and that will be on February 19th. And I'm February 19th, December 19th. On December 18th is the first show of round 2. So that's next week, 6 days from now. And that is Average Whiskey Drinker versus Whiskey Shaman. So that should be a good one. And then after that, we're going to be on Wednesdays only. Back to 1 day a week. Thank God. So I love doing this, and I have no regrets, but 2 days a week does get a little bit much for a while. So let's be thankful that we're back on Wednesdays only. But I needed to speed up round 1. Otherwise, we'd be here till August, and that would be too much. So, all right. And until next time, December 18th, everybody, I thank you for tuning in, joining, keeping the chat alive. Ashley, Brian, thank you for coming on. Great job to both you guys. Good guessing all the way around. Brian, I don't know how you did it, but you did. And
No one does.
I mean, it is what it is. So until next time, guys, cheers.
Cheers.
To this American spirit.